Hey everybody, back in the shop, and if you recall my last video, I mentioned that I've been working on Powerslave from the Heroclix Iron Maiden set, and I don't know if you can see that, but I've actually done a bit of work on it that didn't end up on video, and I apologize for that. But what I'm going to do is I'll review where I've gone so far with this, and then we'll talk a bit about where I'm going to go, and then I'm going to do it. There's really not a ton left, but it's still going to take a while because everything that's left is sort of the fiddly details. But in other news, also mentioned in my last video that I kind of screwed up my Millennium Falcon, and which was going to keep me from doing my tutorial. Well, I'm trying to see if I can salvage this project without buying another Millennium Falcon. And so I let this sit for a week to see what the surface would do, and then I primed it this morning, and I'm going to let it sit for another day. And then I may go ahead and do the Millennium Falcon project. I can already tell that I'm not going to be entirely happy with it, as the surface now has some, let's just call them details, that weren't there to begin with, and I don't like them. But, you know, maybe this can be a... our theme can be salvaging your mistakes, because sometimes that's what it's all about. One of my good friends that worked with me at my first hobby shop back in the 80s, and later worked with me on Starship Troopers, said the mark of a true professional is somebody who knows how to hide their mistakes, and I've remembered that ever since. And so maybe that's what we do here, is like how do we hide our mistakes, but not today, not this video. This video, Powerslave. So, and actually what this is probably going to end up being a little bit of a shorter video unless I keep rambling on like I'm doing now, because as I said, it's kind of getting close. So, but why don't we just do it? Why don't we just go there and do that, and tomorrow I'm going to get started on the next project, which is, what is that thing called? Well, the board game project. I'll remember it tomorrow, or I'll look it up. Anyway, let's do this. Let's do the Powerslave, and yeah, see you in a second. Alright, so here we are. And I'm going to throw up the image of the album cover here so that you can kind of see the differences. Oh yeah, you know what? Let's also do the picture of the original paint job. So as you can see on the original, they did the Sphinx body in sort of flesh tone, when the album cover doesn't really show that. So I did both the kind of throne and his body in rucksack tan from P3, and that all got a wash of Citadel Seraphim Sepia shade, and that's sort of that's the basis. But then, you know, highlighting has been going on by just adding more rucksack tan and then lightening that up with a little white. By the way, I understand this all kind of looks a little rough right now, and as I said, although it's getting close to being finished, it's not finished yet, so I'm hoping to get in there and clean some of this up. The yellows here are P3 Signar yellow. I thought it had the best bright yellow elements similar to the album cover. The blues are all basically Joe Sonia ultramarine blue, but where I've started to highlight on the sort of feathers up here that's just mixed with a little white. And the green is Joe Sonia Pine Green. Yeah, and there's really not too much to say here. I mean, it's in a way, this one's so far has been kind of like doing a coloring book, because there's all these little elements that you need to paint, and they're all kind of laid out for you. But what I really need to do now is go in and do some highlights, so that it's not just these blocky colors sitting there. And I kind of want to do, this is supposed to be the snake head there, and although I'm not really good at freehanding stuff, I do want to at least hint at that and add in a little bit more of some of the colors that you see on the album cover. But it's really tiny. It may not even look at here, because you're seeing this kind of big, unless you're looking at this on your cell phone, and it looks really tiny. Maybe that's closer to real life. But yeah, that needs to be added in there as best as I can. And then, oh, let's see if I can turn this around. And then, you know, kind of doing it again on the back side. This is more basic. There's not as much going on there. Yeah. So at this point, I'm going to go in and I think highlight more feathers. I guess I did highlight a little bit of the red there. They could probably use one more level. I could do a little bit on the lower level of blue feathers, and obviously the green needs some highlighting. And the yellow, I just need to clean up the yellow and get it to be smoother, and then add a highlight to that. And I think I'm going to add some shadow, some cleaner shadow colors to better define little Eddie here. And maybe his little sphinxes underneath. Man, I gotta tell you, doing the headdresses on the little sphinxes on either side, not fun. Really, I don't like using tiny brushes, but there was really no other way to do it, to get in, especially in here. Just a pain in the butt. So anyway, I'm gonna go do that, and I will be back. All right, so I gotta say that I don't know if you've ever run into this before, but there's always a point where I'm looking at a model that I'm painting and thinking that it's just not coming together, and then you add just that one highlight, and all of a sudden everything falls into place, and you're like, oh yeah, there it is, that's what I was waiting for. And this model has definitely felt like that, and in particular in the yellows, because I haven't been happy with the yellows, especially in his headdress. Yellows are just, you know, particularly hard to work with. If you're not painting them over white, it takes forever to smooth them out and really get the colors nice. And with this one, I think I'd gone over it with just the base yellow 3 times, and I was still feeling like, oh, this isn't quite there yet. And then I mixed the yellow with some white to create the highlight, and really just dabbed it on, you know, at the extreme highlight points. And as soon as I did it the first time, I realized that, yeah, that's really what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting to see. Up here, and you'll see in the album cover, these go almost to white, and then there's a little bit of OSL glow beyond that, and I tried to do that like the album cover. I think it's reasonably successful. It's not great, but it's okay. The snake, again, you know, just trying to kind of hint at what's going on there. Added some green for the head, and then highlighted that a bit so that it would pop a little bit more. I did the couple of little yellow stripes that go on there. I didn't really add any of the red. There's sort of a, his chest has alternating red-blue, and then the outside of the snake is green, which is there, and I even highlighted it, but it's not really showing up so well in the video here. But it's there. I know it's there. I did highlight the greens here, and you can see the feathers down below. Got some highlighting. It's really nice for helping to define the detail, you know, what's going on there, and helping to make that pop a little bit. And I kind of did the same thing with the hieroglyphs. I just added some dabs of a brighter version of the rucksack tan in order to make it clearer that there was something going on there with the hieroglyphs. But I didn't want to go do too much. They're not like a major detailed portion, but I did want to just kind of bring them out a little bit more. And when I went back over and did some more highlighting with the lighter rucksack tan, and I think I'm going to do another highlight pass with that. And I didn't go back yet and do another shading pass or shadow pass on the chest like I wanted to. So I'm still going to do that. But that's where I am at the moment. And I thought you'd want to see, you know, where it was before it got finished, because at this point it's getting pretty close. And I'm happy with it. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think Boston's going to like it, and it would be no matter what I did, it was going to be a vast improvement over the original. This is one of every now and then there's a piece with good sculpt, but the paint is just abysmal, and this is one of those pieces where the paint just wasn't doing this thing any justice at all. So from that perspective, I love it. So anyway, let me go do those other things, and I'll be back. I might be done at that point, but we'll see. And there we are. I did the things that I mentioned I was going to do. I did some more highlighting. I did some more shading. And I added the little bit of flame to his eyes. I didn't even realize it until I really zoomed in on the album cover that his eyes actually have little flames in them. In this case, it's really just some dabs of yellow. But what are you going to do? It's tiny. But that's it. I'm actually really happy with it. I think it came out pretty cool. I think it's a damn fine improvement from the original paint job, and I kind of hope I get to do more of these guys. This set is pretty cool. I'm not a huge Iron Maiden fan or anything. I am I like the odd song, but metal is not really where my musical tastes lie. But anyway, I do like the art. I do like the minis, and I think they paint up nice. It's really good sculpt. So that's going to be it for now, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. And of course, if you liked the video, like the video. Just click that little like button. It helps. And if this is the first time you stopped in, and this is the first of my videos that you've watched, I do these videos quite a bit. And if you subscribe, you're less likely to miss them. So think about clicking the subscribe button. That's it. I will talk to you all later.